right, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking out today's video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a landing page in Clickfunnels. This is going to be a super quick method. This is important because the faster that you get your offers out, the faster you start making sales, the faster you start generating leads, whatever your objective is online. So by utilizing this tactic as well as the 10 best conversion tips that I'm going to share with you, we're really going to take that tech overwhelm out of the equation. We're going to take all of those things that slow you down out of the equation, so that way you can start launching and pumping out funnels for all of the different things that you want to accomplish with your digital marketing efforts. So if you're new to the channel, my name is DG Funnels. I help businesses grow online using sales funnels and other software automation integration. So thanks for checking out the video. Make sure to subscribe. But before we get into the editor, let me just say something really quick, because I see a lot of stuff on YouTube. I am not a ClickFunnels bro. Okay. Yes, I use ClickFunnels. I like it. And really, I don't have anything to compare it to because I've never used another funnel software, and I haven't had a reason to because I haven't had any issues. So I refuse to invest any non-refundable minutes in learning a new funnel software if the one that I'm using is working for me. Now, I know that some people think it's expensive, and that's fine. You know, fortunately, where I'm at in my business, that's not really an issue, but I want you to do what is best for your business. So if that's ClickFunnels, great. If that's another funnel builder, that's fine. The good news is that pretty much most of the stuff that we cover on this channel is tactics. So whether you're using ClickFunnels or not, you're able to take these tactics, utilize it to be able to grow your business, get more leads, get more sales, get more conversions, all of that good stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there. Do what's best for your business. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and jump into the editor, because I am going to show you how to quickly create landing pages in ClickFunnels, because again, that's what I use. And I'm going to give you the 10 best conversion tips, so that way you can get more leads, more sales, all of that good stuff. All right. So let's dive right in. All right, I'm in the editor. I got a funnel set up here. This is just your classic sales funnel. When people think of a funnel, this is usually what they're thinking of. You have your opt-in page, your sales page, your order form, your order confirmation, and your thank you page. The only thing this funnel would be missing would be the one-time offers, aka the upsells. So you would just slide those in there. But for the purpose of this video, we're really just going to look at how to quickly go ahead and create that landing page, and we're going to start talking about those 10 best conversion tips as well. So first and foremost, tip number one, use a template. Okay. You want to use a template. So for example, I'm just going to go ahead and select this template right now, just so I can show you how quickly you can get in here and start editing things. But the reason that you want to use a template is because it's going to have a proven framework. It's going to have a proven funnel flow. It's going to save you just such a tremendous amount of time, effort, and energy. And here's the fact of the matter. I know some people rail against templates and say that, it's going to make your funnel look the same as everyone else's and whatnot. And if you just use a template and don't do anything with it, then yes, but there are some subtle good changes that you can make that'll really help you out if you're using a template, to be able to differentiate your funnel from someone else's that may even use the same template. But the reality is this: if you hire someone from Fiverr, if you hire a funnel designer or something like that, they have what's called their portfolio, right? They're going to build your design based on something in their portfolio that they've used for another client who had probably a similar offer, product, or whatever, a similar business objective that was successful, and basically model that to build yours anyway. So funnel designers even have templates, if you want to call it that. So there's nothing wrong with using a template. It's going to save you a tremendous amount of time, take a lot of the headache out. Now we're in the editor, so as you can see here, we got this this opened up, and literally all we would do is that we would come in here and then we would just start typing. So for example, this says you need a title, and we could just call this how to build a landing page. I just want to show you how quick that is. Boom, we start typing, and then what do we say? We're talking about the 10 best conversion tips, right, of the year. So you just start typing, start making your changes. And this brings me to tip number 2. And I should mention this: these tips really aren't in any particular order necessarily. They're just the 10 best. So ideally you would really maximize all of them. So number 2 is going to be your headline. You really need a good headline. Almost clicked the delete button. You need a really good headline, because this is what's going to grab the attention of your traffic. This is what's going to basically earn you the right for them to continue reading down the page. So if you don't have a strong headline, you're not going to see the type of conversions you want, whether that's generating leads or sales. So you need a strong headline when it comes to that. Okay. Now, the next tip that I want to talk to you about is your offer. I don't care how great your headline is, how awesome your funnel looks. If your offer isn't good, then they're simply not going to buy the thing. Okay. And that's really, if one of these things is more important than any of the other ones, it's going to be the offer, because the offer is the ultimate thing that people are opting in for. Like, yeah, design is important, your messaging is important, but you could deliver a message like a jerk, but if the person really wants the thing, they're going to do it anyway. So offer is the most important. Now, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is your funnel flow. So as you could see here, this is a very basic landing page. We're giving away a free thing, and you could see that it has a very smooth flow, very clean. So you want to make sure that the funnel flow is easy for your traffic to follow. Okay, so you just want to have a very easy, clean flow, whether it's just a lead magnet page, whether you have a service business and you're flowing through and you want to have testimonials and what you do and a map, or even if this was a sales page and you're going to have some sales copy, sales letter, picture, stuff like that, make sure that it has a flow that makes sense, that's easy for your traffic to follow so that they can continue their navigation down. All right. Now, the next thing that I want to point out to you, and you can kind of see it here, is the spacing. Spacing is super, super important. Make sure that you keep your spacing very clean. White is good. Okay. So when you see all of this white on the page, and if you have a different background color, that's fine. But white is good. The more white you see, the better it is, because the more white you see, the easier it is for your traffic to be able to read this, to consume it, and to really get the message home. So you don't want it to be congested. You don't want everything to be close. And this is super important on mobile too. Make sure that you're checking your mobile optimization, which if you're using ClickFunnels, it's right here. You would click this mobile tab, and then it's going to show you what your spacing looks like. So it's very important that on mobile that you have really, really good spacing as well. Okay, I'm just going to go back to desktop view. Let's see here, right? Let's create it said create a cool sub headline. I'm just going to type in some stuff. What were we talking about, right? Let's say have an amazing, right? Have an amazing offer. And I'm just typing this stuff in because I want you to see how quick you can get in here and really start making your own landing pages. And I don't know, let's say real world example, maybe you're like a realtor and you wanted to do some type of giveaway. So maybe your free thing that you're using to generate leads is like, like a pricing guide for like beachfront property. I live in Florida. So let's say you sell property on the beach and you're trying to attract people who may want to sell. And so you're saying, hey, a property value guide of like the last like 50 homes sold, on the beach or something like that, blah, blah, blah. So, you would come in here and make this pertinent to them and, do your thing there. Okay. So the other thing that I want to talk to you about, this is the next tip, and this is going to be about colors. Okay. So don't overdo it with colors. A lot of people get in, they want to have all of these different colors. Really, really limit how much color you're using, okay? Or how many colors, excuse me. Use as much as you want on the page as long as it doesn't interrupt the flow, but don't have 5 or 6 different colors. I mean, quite frankly, I personally try to stick to like 3 colors, usually like a background color, a headline color, maybe a sub-headline color, and then a color for the buttons, okay? So don't overdo it with color because that becomes really confusing for your traffic, and it just distracts them from the sales message. All right. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about here, the next tip is going to be, your copy, right? And that's a pretty ambiguous term. So I'm not just going to say, hey, man, make sure you do good copy, right? Because everybody knows that you need to do copy. So let's just talk a little bit about what actually makes good copy. Okay. So what makes good copy? Good copy is number one, the story that you're telling, right? Number two, making sure that you're positioning whatever it is that you're offering as a solution to a problem, Okay, so what problem does your solution solve? Every product, every service solves a problem. If you don't know how your product or service solves a problem, then you need to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. You know, sometimes the problem that you're solving is superficial, right? If I'm if I'm like a barber, you know, the problem that I'm solving is that my client wants to look good. They want to look good so they can feel good, so they can have that confidence, right? So they can ace that job interview, impress that girl that, you know, wherever they, you know, they want to impress someone. They want it for themselves. They personally like to look groomed. It's their groomed, excuse me, it's their thing. So know how your product or service solves a problem. All right, because you need to convey that in your copy. Okay, and then the other thing is messaging. It's very important that your messaging is put together in a way to attract the dream customers that you want and to repel the people that you don't want to work with. And the better the job that you do at repelling the people you don't want to work with, other people will draw closer to you that are your dream customer. Okay, so that's where we're at in terms of copy. Now let's talk about buttons. Okay, your buttons and your call to actions, they need to stand out and grab attention. Okay, so button color, I usually make sure that my button color is a different color than like any other color in the funnel, because I want you to just see that as sticking out more than any other color. Okay, so try to use like a color that you're not using anywhere else in the funnel as your button color, and make sure that your call to action is really strong. And a simple call to action formula that you could use is just whatever the result that they're going to get, right? So you would say something like, yes, I want more conversions, right? That's why you guys are watching this video. All right. And then I always like to use a little subtext, just because in case they don't recognize ultimately that that's a button, I want them to, right? So that's what I'm going to put here, which is, yes, I want more conversions. Okay, so that's a simple call to action that you can use. And again, you could do that with anything. All right, now the next thing is have a VSL. Okay, that stands for video sales letter. All right, have a VSL. And the reason why is video is the if I'm not mistaken, it's the most consumed form of content online. So by not having a video sales letter, you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice. Now, would I necessarily use a video sales letter on a simple page like this? No, I wouldn't. But if this was the sales page, I would do it. If you know, if I wanted to maybe pitch something or set something up, I would do it. On a thank you page, I would do it. So you really want a one-time offer. In most cases, you want to have a video sales letter. There's some cases where you don't, but in most cases you do, because video is just such a widely consumed form of content. So use video. If you don't want to get on camera, pay someone to do it. You know, they can create a doodle thing, or like one of the handwriting drawn out things, or do a voiceover of a video. But make sure you have a good video sales letter. That is going to help to increase your conversion. So again, video sales letter. And then the last thing, and I mentioned this to you, we're not in any type of, these were not really in any order. So this just happened to be the last thing, but it's going to be your fonts and your font sizing. Okay. Don't use too many fonts. Sometimes I see funnels where people have 5 different fonts that they're using. That's really, really confusing. And you may like it and you find that it appeals to you and you feel like you made like this, you know, maybe it's the Mona Lisa of funnel designs because you have all these fonts and it's an intricate work of art. But the reality is that it's really just confusing, and it actually doesn't look professional, because you're not, or you shouldn't be getting a professionally designed funnel that they're using a bunch of different fonts. Okay. So limit it to 2. If you absolutely have to have different fonts, limit it to 2 different fonts. Okay. And then make sure that your sizing is on point. So as far as sizing, I typically like to go with an 18 size font. It looks good on mobile. It's easy to read, and it's easy to read on desktop as well. But ultimately, what I recommend you doing, because it always depends also on how long your sentences are going to be, is to play around with the font sizes, especially for your headlines on both mobile and desktop. And you want to set those individually. And the way that you do that is you just click this button right here, and you can see where this is the desktop font size at 52 and mobile font size at 28. So something that I do that's just kind of a little ninja hack is I would send myself the link to this demo page. Then I would open it up on my phone, and I would see how the sizing looked relative to my phone. And if I didn't like it, then I would come in and I would click this here, and I would select a different size font. Okay. Like maybe I would select 35, and then I would hit save, and then I would refresh on my phone. Now, keep in mind that sometimes because of cookies, you may not see the refresh version. So you may have to close that window and reopen it. But and a lot of times you could just refresh, and then you'll see the difference. And then I keep tweaking this and playing with it until I get that perfect look on mobile. And then I know that it's ready to go. All right. Now, once you're finished, make sure you always save your changes, back out, and then start sending traffic to that funnel. Okay. So this is how you create a landing page in ClickFunnels. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm going to go ahead and drop a link. If you guys want to play around with this template too, I'm going to drop a link to this template in the description below, where you could go ahead and grab that. Yes, you're going to have to put in your email to grab it. I'm all about full disclosure. I want to be upfront with you. Okay. But you drop your email, and then I send it right over to you. And you could go ahead and play around with that. So thanks again for checking out the video. If you like this video, it is super necessary that you like, comment, and subscribe. That way you can get notifications every time we release new content on the channel, just like this, that's going to help you get more conversions, get more leads, get more sales, all of that good stuff. Okay. So again, I'm DG Funnels, and until the next time, peace.